another each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're doing it's a Dora day where you just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Ah. 3 days of stomach problems. It's almost over. I have a kidney, man. Why? That's not it. I don't have my gallbladder, which does some stuff. Trying to, yeah. Let's not worry about it. I ain't hungover. I ain't hungover, man. So that's a good start. Got a good day. Got therapy today. That's always a good day. Hey, let's switch this. Let's switch that. Therapy is that. Oh, did I say Dora? But you knew what I meant. It did sound weird when it came out of my mouth, though. But thanks for letting me know. I will correct that in the future. I'm sure I'll fuck it up again. We're gonna go with yellow today. We're gonna go with yellow rounded. Yellow rounded. But yeah, therapies today. I always recommend that, we have a therapist. Um, having closed mouth friends is nice, but there's a um there are feelings involved with that. And you know, having somebody that having somebody that isn't emotionally attached to you can help. What, dude? You've just been a whiny ass cat all morning. You looking for a way on my lap? You found it, didn't you? I closed it all off, but yet he just forced his way up here. That's an orange cat for you. So today we're going to be talking about the challenge of failure. I'm probably going to get into a couple other things, but it'll really depend on what my stomach decides. I'm not being given much of a choice in this case. So I'm gonna give my cat a good scratch on the neck, and then we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So, all right, love you, dude. See you in a little bit. We'll probably see him in like 2 seconds because he's still at my feet. All right. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I am your host. If you're here, please say hello. Go find something to do, dude. God's sakes. Go beat up. You got 3 brothers. Go beat up on them or something. I'm sure they'd be. You're all fat and you need to play. You're not regulate my cats eating. They will stop eating when they're full. All right. So we're gonna be in As Bill Sees It today. And it looks like we're gonna be on page 31. Don't ever tell me I don't have any patience. I own 4 cats. I own 4 cats. Like that. Amber says, "Hi, I'm Amber. I'm an alcoholic unicorn fish." Oh, page 31. These aren't very long, but I have some other topics I'm going to be talking about today. Got a few other topics. If I don't cover them here, there's a good chance I'll be going live again later. Also, you're just going to jump on the back. Got it, dude. All right. And he thinks he's being sneaky, like I can't see or feel it. He just wants my lap. Look at him. You go kitty. Huh? Yes, you are. You're not even purring, dude. Come on. All right. That's enough. Don't make me get angry on camera, brother. All right. In God's Economy on page 31, this is the first part is a letter that was written in 1942. All right. I got to take care of this. Dude, enough. Enough. Get out of here. Go. All right. If he thinks he's in a little bit of trouble, he'll leave me alone for a minute. Not long, though. He will soon forget. And he's running around whining. In God's economy, nothing is wasted. Through failure, we learn a lesson in humility, which is probably needed, painful though it is. It doesn't even need to be considered a failure. It does not. You know, we've been taught this over and over again that, oh, you failed, you this, you that, and it's not true. It really depends on how you decide to take it. It depends on what you're going to do with the information given to you. Okay. For me, failure is success. Let's take a failure that we see quite often in AA meetings, and my alcoholic friends will understand this. A slip is not failure. A slip does not have to be bad. Is alcohol good for you? No. Okay. Does it affect us a certain way? Yes, of course it does. But if you had a slip and you came back, fucking good on you, man. That is a behavior you would not have done before, and that is progress. Maybe you needed to slip to find that out. And what is that? Well, that's fucking progress in my book. It's progress. Okay? Slips are not always a bad thing. In fact, if they lead to longer lasting recovery, then it's a great fucking thing. Right? We talk about having controlled drinking. Go out and try a little controlled drinking in the book, right? They talk about that a little bit, right? You know, so you know, let's use the daily trudge. There's one person here. Is that a failure? No. Even when that counter says 0, is it a failure? No, it is not. What is my expectation around it? That's the real question. What are my intentions around it? What am I trying to do? Okay. Well, the first thing I'm trying to do is because for me, when I run my mouth, I seem to get to the answers, man. So the first thing that it does is it helps me find the truth about Dion. It's the number one thing that it does. Okay, because I will sit here and run my mouth, quite often being wrong. But am I wrong? What if I'm wrong and it makes it right? Am I wrong? No, I am not. Sometimes I will bring things up here knowing I'm kind of taking the wrong tact so we can get to something. So we can get to something, right? Let's talk about boundaries a little bit. Healthy boundaries. Does healthy boundaries mean I cut this person off because they're quote unquote toxic? No, it does not. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to have to take abuse, but if I see something, I best do something about it, or I am not sticking to my boundaries. These internal boundaries, they mean a lot, but you can have an unhealthy boundary and not realize it because you are cutting one of God's children out of your life because you have lost patience with them, because you find them unwilling, okay? And that is me playing God. That is me playing God. I do not fire sponsees. If it is not working, I find them. I help them find another sponsor. Hey, you ain't calling me. You're not showing up. Is it something that I'm doing? Okay. Now that is not me playing martyr. It opens it up for them. Yeah, you're kind of rough, Dion. You're kind of rough, man. And that's tough for me. Okay. Because they're not wrong. Let's go find you somebody maybe with, I don't want to say less, but maybe a different tactic. Let's go find that instead. Then maybe that's what you and I are supposed to do. Right? Yeah. See, I got to take a look at these things for exactly what they are. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. Okay. We can't ignore these things that have happened in our life. We cannot. Don't be a label. Okay. Don't become the label. ADHD. ADHD. That is entirely up to you, Amber. I didn't say anything about going out of your way to track people down. I didn't say anything about that. Maybe you just had, and I kind of know why you're saying that. See, Amber has a lot of sponsees, and they kind of go through, right? Well, if they've set a meeting up for you, you know, and it's happening a lot, then yeah, it's better just to go. What usually happens is I never talk to them again. That's what usually happens. Okay. So don't take offense. Dion's just running his mouth. Okay. I'm running my mouth. All right. No, we don't have to go chasing people. That is not what I'm trying to say. Because that'll just turn into what? Frothy emotional appeal. And we know that ain't going to work. Right. So what I'm saying is we need to take a look at the whole picture. Okay. We need to take a look at the whole picture. All right. We did not, because it might be hard for them to say, Dion, you're too much, or Dion, but no, 95% of this time is because they didn't want to do the work. But what I cannot say is that they are unwilling. That they are unwilling. Oh, okay. And I apologize, Amber. I assumed that you were offended. It's hard on chat sometimes. So I assumed that you were offended. So I apologize for doing that. I'm sorry. See? There we go. This is why Amber and I are good friends, because we can say things like that. She's like, oh, I'm not offended, because because there's a side of me that wants my friends to feel comfortable here because I love them, right? So, but yeah, most of them just don't talk to you again, and there's a fear there. There's a fear, and I understand that fear. You know, my stepdad, he could always see right through me, right? And so when I was drinking, I hated, when there's something I don't want to talk about, I don't like being around him. It's not his fault. He's not doing anything. He's just that kind of person. Right. So when I was drinking, no, I didn't want to be around him. Mm-mm. When I'm not drinking, I love being around him because then he can see me for who I am, all the good stuff, right? So, so I do get where they're coming from. No, and I have to remember that, Amber, that you don't get offended easily. We need not, so this part comes from Grapevine, November 1961. We did not always come closer to wisdom by reason of our virtues. Our better understanding is often rooted in the pains of former follies. Because this has been the essence of our individual experience, it is also the essence of our experience just as a fellowship. Good morning, Clara Joyce. Good morning, Julia. It's great to see you both. So I'm going to repeat that because I didn't quite get it. So I'm going to do it a little bit slower. We did not always come closer to wisdom by reason of our virtues. Yeah. By reasoning our virtues. Oh my God, that cat is asking for all sorts of attention. He must be an alcoholic. He must be a key cat alky. He's young and wants attention, and it's nice out. So I think yeah, he's fixed and stuff. So it ain't spring fever. Right. Our better understanding is often rooted in the pains of our former follies. So I seem to have learned more from the times that and I don't want to say failed because I don't think it's a failure, but in this case, we'll use it for lack of a better word. Okay. I learn more from my failures than I do from any success. Julia says, my sponsee is dragging me along, not ghosting, but continually canceling. Ah, yeah. Amber, want to jump in on that one? And we're both probably going to say the same thing. It's probably time to give them, and I don't like the word, an ultimatum. Hey, we got to do this work. I got to find somebody else. And now that may sound mean, it may sound rude, but here's the thing. I've got to be able to give away what I have or what I have in order to keep it, right? Well, if they're not there to do that, then I need to find somebody else that is willing to sit down, that is willing to do the work, right? Because my own sobriety, my own spiritual health depends upon it. Now, we're not saying that person is a waste of time. Absolutely not. They must, yeah. And that's a great way to put it. Remind them that they must be willing to go to any lengths for their sobriety, and that they agreed to that. I'm going to add on, and that they agreed that they were willing to go to any length. Okay, that means that we're going to disrupt what's going on. Well, suddenly I have a lot of work meetings, and suddenly this, and I don't give a fuck. You're supposed to meet me at this time, and we'll talk about that then. Okay. You're supposed to meet me at this time. This was a time that we agreed upon. Okay. So, it reminds me the song Part-Time Lover is coming into my head. It's like part-time spotty. Right? All right. Can't have that. Your time as a recovered alcoholic, your time is more valuable than any amount of treatment cost, IOP, counselors, therapists. Your experience is invaluable, and it is worth the human life, right? So we're not saying that they aren't worth our time. What we're saying is that they're wasting our time, which could have been better spent helping someone else. Nah. Claire Joyce says, and while their defects might be glaring, we must move on. Yeah. There we go. Be a lot of different ways that we can say this, right? What I do is I tell them I'm a forever person. I'm like, even if you disappear, I'm still going to be here, but I ain't going to chase you, right? Is that what Amber just kind of said earlier? Right? But I'm not going to chase you. I can't do that. Those days are over. We don't do that. That's codependency on Dion's part. Okay. But I will do everything I can to sit down with you and give you the information that you need. Because this has been the essence of our individual experience, it is also the essence of our experience as a fellowship, right? And what I hear him saying there is, my own experience is a part of the experience of the whole for the fellowship. Yeah. Yeah. And doesn't that great? I love that Amber says, I love that my sponsorship family keeps shit in timelines. Yep. Then I don't have to give an ultimatum. Often they agreed and they're not willing to do the work and hold their agreement integrity. All right, let's get to today's daily reflections. How thankful I am today to know that all my past failures were necessary for me to be where I am now. Yeah. Are there some things in life I'd prefer to change? Yes. Like being there while my kids were growing up. That's a big one. But I can't go back. I don't have a time machine. I can't go back to the past. I can think of the past. I can try and rearrange it in my mind. Right? Oh, that's a good. We're going to interrupt this moment of thought because I really like this, Amber. Thank you. Remind them you're not asking them to do anything you haven't done to get where you are. Absolutely. Yeah. as sponsors or as a leader, because really that's kind of what you are more than you are a sponsor. You're a leader. You're a good fucking example now. Isn't that nice? Isn't it nice to be a good example now? I love it. I love it. It's the number one trait. Absolutely. Right. Oh, and that they ask you to be their sponsor because they want what you got. That's a great point too. I do have to say nobody really asked me to sponsor them. I also don't raise my hand saying I'm willing to sponsor. I kind of do things a little differently. All right. And right now I'm full. I have 3 sponsees, 3 guys that I'm helping, and that tends to kind of be my limit. Some people can do like 10. I'm awesome, man. I wish I had that kind of energy still. All right. But so when I look back, there are some things that I wish I didn't do them. At the same time, I like who I am today. I like me for who I am. I love my imperfections. I I love that I can be wrong and that it's okay, right? So would I go back and change the past so that things wouldn't be the way they are today? I don't know. I don't think that I would. Or maybe all of them needed to happen for me to be who I am. I don't know. Kind of a gray area for Dion there. Through much pain came experience, and in suffering I became obedient. When I sought God as I understand him, he shared his treasured gifts. Through experience and obedience, growth started, followed by gratitude. Yes, then came peace of mind, living in and sharing sobriety. Sorry about that. Anytime you make an appointment or anything, you get all these fucking, it's ridiculous. They're like, be like this one. Okay, I have an appointment tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment. Please be ready to discuss any medications you take as part of your cardiovascular appointment. Okay, you know my meds. You literally prescribed them to me. Okay, if you don't know my meds, we got a problem. I feel like this needs to go on a little bit longer. And there's only so much, I can only beat this so much. We're intelligent people. You know what I'm talking about here. So, what I'm going to do, let's go to Courage to Change. It's an Al Anon daily reflection. I haven't read it today. Let's go see what it has to say. Taking a little chance here. Yeah. Yeah, Julia. Don't get us started on insurance. Oh, February is almost over. So February 25th, alcoholism in the family tends to promote negative neglect of self. I never learned how to take care of myself when I didn't feel well. Even with a high fever, I went about my business just as I would any other day. Anything else seemed self-indulgent and weak. Ooh. So learning how to take care of ourselves is very much an alcoholic problem too. But the Al-Anon doesn't take care of themselves because they're so busy taking care of the alcoholic, right? Or the person in, we'll just call them the person involved because it isn't for me to call other people codependent either. Yeah, we do. And for us that may start out pretty small, you know, eating 3 meals a day, drinking water, getting enough sleep, showering. There's a lot of, like, even today I notice I'm like, fuck, I haven't shaved in a while. So I shaved. It was just part of it. I don't want to neglect myself, you know. And this kind of ties into what we were just kind of talking about with sponsees, right? that that we may become so malleable that we kind of start doing what they say and their direction, right? And what needs to be done. So we've got to take care of ourselves first. We've got to be the person that we take care of first. Absolutely. Um, or we're not going to. I know that when Dion doesn't take care of himself first, um, what happens is the people around me will suffer. They will. In Al Anon, and did I say hi, Ingrid? If I didn't, hello. In Al Anon, I have a chance to discover a different way to take care of myself. I see others giving themselves extra attention when they are sick. They rest when they rest when they are tired. Yep. Not all of us have that luxury. You know, all my kids are grown. So, but yesterday I took a 4 hour nap, man. I needed it. I was I was exhausted. I I tried to stay up and I'm like fuck this. I'm laying down, you know. And I set a an alarm for 2 hours, but I had set it for yesterday. I set it for I think Wednesday, right? So so instead of taking a 2 hour nap, I took a 4 hour nap. I don't know if that's really napping as much as it is half a night's sleep, right? So they sometimes take the day off. They eat balanced diets. They see doctors when it seems appropriate. Sorry, I didn't mean to do a breath of exasperation, but I can hear a cat puking, and guess what I get to do next? Not something I want to. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I ain't hungover. That's what I keep telling myself because I haven't been feeling well. That's what I tell myself. I'm not hungover. That's awesome. There's nothing worse than not feeling well and being hungover. All right. By following the examples of other Al Anon members, I'm learning to accept that I can't always feel on top of the world and to respond more lovingly. It's just one more area where I am letting go of unrealistic expectations. Maybe illness is something my higher power uses to tell me to be good to myself today. Yeah. I believe that I'm the first person that needs to be good to myself. And I was gonna what was next going to be in my mind was saying because nobody else is gonna do it for me. That's not true though. That's not true. There's 4 people here who love Dion. And it's quite often that, I get encouragement from somebody else to help me keep going. Yeah. That is not unusual in Dion's world. Okay. But my friends also know that I'm trying to become the best version of myself that I could possibly be. And that's going to take some hard questions. It's going to take some hard work. I was just listening to something this morning and they were talking, what are they talking about? And I'm not going to do it right. So, um, and I just remembered I have to do an errand before the noon meeting today that I'm running. So I'm going to have to wrap this up. Today's reminder, I'm not a robot. I am not a robot. I am Dora the fish. So you had to be here at the beginning to get that joke. Because Amber said she's just going to keep on swimming. I'm like, oh, like Dora, but it's Dory. So I figure I'd just go ahead and throw the. I thought it was funny. Sometimes I get sick or tired or preoccupied. I'll make an effort to learn what I can do to help myself feel better. It is crucial to be diligent about taking care of ourselves especially during stressful periods in all of our affairs. All right. That's going to be it for this one. Hope everybody has a good day. I'm sure I'll be back after the new me. I don't know. Because my therapy's at 2. Um, there's a couple of things that are coming up that people might like. There's a young man, Sam, who comes on here every now and again. I've known him for a minute. I think he's sitting at about 3 years. He's going to tell his story on Thursday. Um, I'm working on bringing on because I believe that this is a family disease. So I'm bringing on somebody, a professional. I'm going to talk to them tomorrow. We're going to see if it's a good fit first. But I really like what this lady has to say. Um, you know, there's kind of a big difference where, with my kids, I sat down and owned up to everything that I did with them and what I did wrong. And my parents never did that for me, so it made it a little bit tougher for me to take care of those things. And because the way I see it, because I want to give people the benefit of the doubt by saying they did the best that they can. But when I look at it, I don't know if they did. Okay. Now I can get past that. What about now? What about now? See, it hasn't changed much. I still pretty much get treated the same way in my family. All right. And so did all these people in my family really do the best that they could when I saw them give their best to other people in the family and not me? No, I don't. It's a hard one to tackle, man, but it's an issue that I think that I need to take a look at. It's something I'm going to explore in therapy today, because I could be off here. I could be off, my gut says I'm not. Of course, my gut's been hurting for 3 days, so I don't know if that's a reliable source either. Right? So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We do have a meeting in 56 minutes. If you would like to join us, just let me know. A lot of you already have the link and everything. So if you can make it, that'd be fantastic. It is listed now, which is cool. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.